So you wanted to learn how to play Sonic Riders, huh? Aren't you tired of calling this game bad when in actuality you just suck? Didn't take enough time to learn the game, I see. Bad, they said. It had a high learning curve, they said. Well, that part is true. But if 9-year-old me can unlock everything in this game, then you can too. Let's learn Sonic Riders.
Place to go. Nothing to do if you gotta do something. You gotta do something. Believe in yourself. Yourself. Hey!
Extraordinary things can happen if you believe in yourself. You got to have the faith in yourself if you want respect from your friends.
No need
First things first. The best thing you can do is to perfect the first stage, Metal Hard Gear. If you've been wanting to get on the upper levels, you just have to gain big airtime. To do that, just hold the A button right at the end of the ring trail. You want to remember to charge up before you get on the ramp, not while you're on it. It's best to boost into your jump to help you travel further. To boost, press the B button. The trick is to boost into the crouch stance. It will look like you're sliding while crouching. This keeps your momentum versus you completely slowing down. Keep holding the A button until you're at the very tip of the ramp. Once you're at the tip, quickly release the A button to ascend higher. For ramps that incline straight forward, hold forward while holding the A button. For ramps that go straight up, hold back while holding the A button. If you decide to charge while just getting on the ramp, that's no good, because most likely you won't get big airtime. You also can still get on the upper level without boosting and charging beforehand. Just hold the A button and slowly wait until you're at the edge and quickly release. This was helpful for 9-year-old noobs like me to perfect my ramp jumps, because I too used to be a wimp SpongeBob. Practice on time attack to avoid bestiality. Now when it comes to drifting, start each drift right before the turn by holding the right bumper. Boost right before the drift to gain momentum while aligning yourself to the far right speed pad to land on some rings. This way you can level up faster. Notice the analog stick when drifting. You can see the stairs toggle back and forth when holding that thing. Left to right. So you want to drift this way? Okay. I got you. Oh no. You more towards the edge. Okay. Trust me, I got you. Oh nah, you a middleman. Okay. I see you. All right. Okay. All right. I got you. If you want tighter turns, make sure she's holding that right stick. If you want to pull back some, make sure she's holding that left stick. Vice versa. I advise you to start with your drifts on the outside of the road if you're having a hard time drifting close to the edge. When it comes to sharp turns, hang towards the opposite edge where the turn is going to be. Then begin to drift right before the turn happens. If you try to drift too early and close, you might hit that wall, so you better slow down. Stopping at this pit stop is a nice way to align yourself to turn by tapping the left bumper into drifting. Sometimes you want to drift without boosting first when your boost meter begins to run low. Drifting in this game will make or break you, depending on how good you are. And just remember to bring that dick.
We interrupt this program to bring you
Abilities, starring Courage, featuring Rick Ross, Ralph, and Muriel with her husband, Eustace Baggs.
Go ahead, you stupid dog.
There are 3 ability types: speed, fly, and my favorite, power. Because if I had power, I wouldn't be afraid of anything. And when you got power, that means you's the best. Take it from here, Rick.
Using the ability shortcuts will help you get around faster while you're filling up your boost meter. Speed types gain boost by grinding on rails. In order to land on a rail, press the A button right as you're about to approach a rail. To grind, press the A button again to confirm that you're about to grind like a bass. In order to jump on another rail from a rail, press the A button to jump off and press the A button again to begin grinding on the next rail. In order to land on rails in the air, hold the A button right before the ramp like before. But for this ramp, hold the analog stick to the left, then once you're over the rail, press the A button and land on the rail like a bass. Take it from here, Ralph.
Indeed, Ed Boy. For flying, as soon as you ascend from the fly ramp, hold down to go up, and hold up to go down. Start holding down first to gain more airtime. For this shortcut, Ed Boy, drift into the right ramp in order to gain speed to reach the fly ring. Then hold the A button right before you get on the ramp. And hold the analog stick to the right to get higher just as you let go of the A button, silly Ed Boys. Take it from here, Shaky Boy.
You know, Papa can be pretty smooth when you're dealing with artists in the stage. It's okay, Shaq. No, really. I'm gonna let you finish that good chicken. But all you gotta do is run into them, and you will knock anything in your way as you gain boost like a bass. This pit stop is a good stop for power types to stop at after leaving the previous section. The idea for power types is that you want to boost right as you hit something. This keeps you moving fast while instantly gaining boost. While instantly gaining your boost back. If you hang to the edge, you can avoid traffic from other players while gaining boost like a bass.
And that concludes our program.
If you're gonna do big air off of ramps, what you're gonna need is tricks. What you don't wanna do is to keep holding the analog stick when jumping off of the ramp. If you land bad, you will slow down. Depending on how many tricks you do depends on your rank, with X being the highest. To do a trick, hold the analog stick in a certain direction and let go right before you land. To gain a higher rank, change the direction of the character to anything different from what you previously just did. So basically, if I hold forward, then I hold back. Pay close attention to each direction and when I stop to land smoothly. And just remember not to get too cocky. And if you feel like you won't finish the trick combo in time, just stop so that you won't land bad. Also, if you get big air off of the ramp, you will be able to do tricks more fluently. If you jump too late, then your tricks will be slow.
Alright, so some people might say pit stops might slow the game down, but they honestly keep the adrenaline of the race flowing when knowing your opponents might catch up to you when you stop. Pit stops go a long way if you know when and when not to use them. I like to call it boosting pit. Watch as I show you. Make sure you collect as many rings as you can. You can see after the boost drifted that my meter got low, and if I collected 6 more rings, I could have kept moving forward without having to stop by leveling up. But now I have to pit stop, only for a second, not too long. Then drop to the left to get an item. Now I have more boost while keeping first place. If you're a speed type, you're going to want to boost up this ramp into a rail grind to keep speed while gaining boost. As soon as you land, boost into the next pit to fill up just a little bit. Then boost drift around the corner into an item box to gain more rings hopefully. Charge up, then boost land into another charge up and boost land again. You can boost land by pressing the B button as soon as you land. Simple enough. A 1-second pit stop can go a long way. Seeing how I didn't make the upper level, I can still gain my air back by grinding on the rails without having to drift this time.
And now he's at level 3. The higher the level, the faster you accelerate. If you don't want to stop at this pit, you can just jump off the edge by holding the analog stick down and release the A button at the very tip of the edge. This way you can gain boost by tricking instead of stopping at the pit. It's easier to do backflips off of this edge to land better. You want to maintain your speed between 230 and 250. How fast you accelerate depends on your character. Now to finish this off, Nick.
Now in a race, you have to go in with a strategy. If you boost too much, it's best to just pit for a second. But as soon as someone is about to pass you, jump off and boost into them to perform a melee attack. This will stun your opponent based on your level while putting you back in first. To ensure no one passes me, I keep forward without pit stopping. If racers are too close behind you, it's best to just trick off of this edge so no one passes you too far. The secret sauce to winning is that you want to boost as much as you can.
And just remember to bring that. You ever got caught into an airwave? I mean, turbulence. Like, don't you just hate those things? Well, no fear. All you gotta do is perform a tornado spin by pressing the L and R back button simultaneously. This creates a tornado behind you, spinning opponents if they run into it. Be careful though, this takes a good amount of your air, because if you run out of air, it's good to at least land on an airwave so that you maintain your speed without having to stop. You can see I gained more speed as I tornado spin out of the airwave to charge into a high jump. You can see that I didn't have to boost, but to guarantee my jump, I take my time. Learn to finesse airwaves by holding the analog stick in the direction the arrows are pointing in. This helps you dash when landing without boosting. If you get stuck in a jam and an airwave has a rainbow color to it, this means you can travel up a level to be free of traffic. Just hold the analog stick in the same direction until you land on top. Here's a short example of how to finesse the turbulence. If you get caught in an airwave right before a ramp jump, just hold the A button and the analog stick in the correct direction while still in the airwave and release right before. Cause trust me, I got you.
Also note that you can drift hit opponents if you start your drift right before the hit. Also, if you think you won't be able to complete a drift on a sharp turn, just run straight into the airwave and it will make it for you. Plus, on automated parts like this, just roll the analog stick in a clockwise direction in order to get boost or air, whatever you call it.
Now when starting a race, start right behind this line where it says 50. Wait until the line just passes the middle one. As soon as the line leaves the middle line, start running and you most likely will start without being electrocuted. If you want to ensure that you won't be, stay an inch away from the last line. You want to get an unbelievable when you start. But oh, is it believable? Because if you get too impatient, this will happen. And I know you don't want a bad start, but if you're a simple guy, then there's nothing wrong with a good, clean start.
Every character has stats along with gear. There are 4 gear stats. Dash, how fast the character and or gear can accelerate. Limit, the character or gear's highest speed. Power, how well the character and gear can endure through rough terrain. And curve, how well the character and or gear can handle corners. Basically, drifts.
But you don't have to pay too much attention to this, as the stars are just they mean absolutely nothing. It's best to find your type-like character. Then just try out different gear on Time Attack to avoid bestiality. Now, it's time to watch me almost everything we've learned together and apply it to a full race. Watch as I destroy. All right, bring it on.